What do you do when you have tried literally everything to make sure that everything works, and then you put up the front that everything is going on well, and yet it ends up falling flat to your face? I think that is the case for Annie Idibia, who has tried so hard to make sure that her marriage is going on well, and unfortunately, everything comes falling down flat to her face by the rejection of her husband through the divorce situation, and also to think of the fact that he already has moved on and has found somebody else. Hi everyone, it's your girl Precious. I make videos that intersect between culture and entertainment, and if that is your cup of tea, be sure to subscribe, and yeah, for more videos to come. So today we will be talking about Two-Face and Annie Idibia's divorce case. Generally my opinion, I'm just gonna be giving you an insight of what I think, judging from an outsider looking in based off of what they have put up on social media and all of the buzz and all of the fronts that has been going on. So I think Annie is someone who really does love very hard, and when she loves with all of her heart. I'll also piggyback off of the show that she did, which is the Young, Famous and African show, and we'll be referencing or paraphrasing some of the things that she has said in the show. So beginning of the first episode, I remember vividly that she had talked about how she met Two-Face, how they dated for a couple of years, and then they eventually got married. But one thing struck me: Annie seemed to have been hurt because she felt that she met him first before so many of the ladies that he had kids with. So, but irrespective of the fact that he had kids before, while they were still dating, she still felt compelled, because of the love she had for him, to still go ahead and marry him. So at the end of the day, she got married to this guy who already had kids, and she has two kids with him. And even after that, there were still rumors of him cheating and so many other things that I don't think is really necessary to get to. So, but I feel Annie is someone who really loved Two-Face and loved so hard. And if you ask me, I feel like Two-Face might be doing her a favor by requesting for a divorce, because left for her, she probably would not have done it on her own. So there have been rumors that they have been separated for quite some time, about 2 years, even before this divorce. Going back again on the show, some of the statements that Two-Face made really left me feeling a certain kind of way. So one of those was when he was asked about what he thinks in regards to his relationship with his wife, what men do in terms of infidelity. And if I'm going to paraphrase here, he did make a statement saying something like that: a man cheats on his wife does not necessarily mean that he does not love her. It just means that sometimes the down there does what it wants to do. So, and when I came across that video, I was like, whoa, for a married person to be saying this openly, knowing very well that he's on a show that millions of people will be watching, and to think of the fact that his wife was also sitting just right beside him, and he had no apologies about this. To him, cheating is just one of the many perks of being with him. It didn't seem like he had any remorse for what had gone on for so long. So to him, it felt like a very normal thing to do. And even the way Annie reacted, she was just very quiet and very cold and did not really say much about it. So that makes me feel that she knew what the husband has been doing, either was very comfortable with it or just was tired about talking about it. But what I can definitely say was, maybe so many of the things going on in her own personal life made it very difficult for her to really have a good relationship with the cast members of the Young, Famous and African, because she did not really seem to communicate well. there was always an issue. She always seemed to, say the wrong things at the wrong time. I don't want to say create conflict, but conflict always tend to follow her around. And I think one of her biggest problem was not knowing how to truly communicate with other people, truly say what was going on in her mind or what she thought without necessarily hurting anybody, if that kind of makes sense. So, and now seeing everything coming out, that makes me think, okay, could things that had gone down at the show be because of what she's passing through in her own personal life? At the same time, some people will argue that everybody have things that they are going through, so, and they don't necessarily spill those over to their friendship or to whatever that is going on with them and other people. People try to keep some of their private, like when Nadia had said she also has things that she's going through, but she is not transferring all of those frustration and aggression and things going on in her personal life into other people and bringing it into, technically I would say, the show. Not to make excuses for some of the things that she did. I just think if she was able to really communicate adequately or properly, especially when she had talked about her miscarriage, and some people had empathy for what was really going on, but at the same time I feel like she also sort of or excluded herself from so many of the activities going on because of that, all of the back and forth that she had with most of the cast members. Anyway, that's a little bit of my opinion about that show and what I think was going on with her while she was having the show. So in regards to her marriage and then her divorce with Two-Face Idibia, I think this might be a good thing in disguise. Let me finish. Let me finish. I know some people pick offense with the fact that somebody's talking about a divorce being a good thing. I say it might be a good thing for her because think about it. This guy has been known to be stepping out from the beginning of times with her. This guy has had kids prior to even getting married to her, and this guy has also been known to be cheating on her while they have been married. So many stories have come out, and those are not things that I really want to emphasize on. What I'm going to say is people need to start having a little bit of more self-respect and more value for themselves, and that also means letting people know the way you want to be treated. Sometimes you have to let people know this is okay to do and this is not okay to do. And I think she might have loved the guy so much so that she lost herself in the process. She talked about being introduced as Two-Face Idibia's wife instead of people knowing her for herself and for all of her accomplishments. And she should be known for some of the things that she has done, not just Two-Face wife. But unfortunately, the husband, who is a little bit more well-known, overshadowed her. And I think in the process of being overshadowed by the fame of her husband and then the money that comes with it and all of the special treatment that comes with it, she might have lost herself. I probably did not set boundaries with her husband from the beginning of time. At the same time, maybe because of the love that she had for him, it made it very difficult for her to communicate and say, this is the limit of things that I can take and this is the limit of things that I cannot take. So it looked to me, from an outsider looking in, it looked to me that she didn't set the boundaries. She lost herself in the process of the marriage, and she went ahead to just go ahead with the marriage, trying to please him, trying to do everything to make sure that everybody still stays together, trying to put up that front. And I will say at the same time, sometimes money makes people do a whole lot of crazy things unimaginable. Some people might have said if Two-Face was not Two-Face, in the sense that if he was not the famous person without that money, would she have been able to stay this period of time managing, irrespective of what the guy has done? And the truth is that we can never we will never be able to know if that would have been the case, because I mean, obviously she's with Two-Face and he has a lot of money, and with all that money goes with comfort and so many things. So it might have been a lot more difficult for her to decide it is time to leave because of all the benefit that she gets from being married to Two-Face, and also because of the love that she has for Two-Face. But I think it is time for her to have a deep dive into herself, try to find herself again. She's still a very young lady, and I think she will do fine. I think she will do really fine. And like I said, this might be a good thing in disguise, because Annie, if you're going to be listening to this, I would like to see you back in Young, Famous, and African, dating, be treated like respectfully. It hurt me when I watched that show, and then Zara, one of the cast member, was talking about, oh, you're here talking about my husband. I'm paraphrasing here. You're here talking about my husband when your own husband is busy sleeping with all manner of people all over Africa. That is not a good thing for anybody to hear. And at the same time, it seems like I will really want you to set a good example for your kids. Dust up yourself, pick up yourself, and move on. Move on, Annie. This guy has brought so much embarrassment to you and so much discomfort. I have put you in so many awkward positions and uncomfortable position, because that show, oh my God, it really didn't showcase the best of you. So like I said, divorce is never a good thing. The good thing is your kids are all grown, and I'm sure they fully understand what is going on between daddy and mommy. Your husband seemed to have moved on based off of everything that is going on. He seemed to have another lady beside him. So it is time for you to pick up yourself, move on with your life. And I'm kind of excited for you to see the next chapter of you being able to pick the pieces together, do well, and set some boundaries with whoever it is that you're going to be with next. Let them know that they cannot treat you the same way that your ex-husband, in this case I'm referring to Two-Face, has treated you. That is my opinion. I don't know what has been going on, but it seemed to have been a very toxic marriage based off of all of the saga on social media for the past how many years. If people don't want you, don't make it easy for them to say, oh yeah, this is the reason why I don't want that person. I'm sad to hear about the marriage between Annie and Two-Face, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited for her to be able to move on and hopefully be able to get a man who will value her for herself and have a lot more respect for her. Well, good luck to you, Annie, and then good luck to you, Two-Face. Both of you can be able to sit down and settle your differences amicably. Hopefully the divorce proceedings will go on smoothly without so much of a drama on social media, especially for your kids. No child wants to see all of that going on between the parents. And hopefully both of you can learn to co-parent without having any issues in the future. Well, that's all I have for you guys right now. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree or disagree with what I have to say? Do you think Annie should openly date? And for some of you who watch Young, Famous, and African, do you also think Annie should be back on the show? Do you believe that they can be able to settle their differences, especially go through the divorce proceedings without having any saga on social media? Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section below. And please feel free to share, like, and let's keep it cute. That's all I have for you guys for now, and until next time, bye.